Hey everybody, how you doing? Mark here, standing in my kitchen ready to make dinner, and tonight we are going to make the great Mexican dish of chicken fajitas. Okay, I'm going to let you guys know right now, for making fajitas, it's going to take a little bit of cutting. I'm not going to do a whole lot though. This is going to be a very simplistic chicken fajita recipe, okay? Anybody can do this. So let's get into this. Oh, and I'm also going to make this kind of a low sodium thing. My wife makes a Mexican taco seasoning type thing, and I've actually made a video on that recipe. So if you're interested, find that recipe. It's the no/low sodium recipes that we make, and go to the taco seasoning recipe, and it's basically the same thing. So we got that already made. We just gotta start the marinating process. Well, yeah, I guess it's kind of marinade. What do you call a rub that you actually put on the meat to let it sit? It's not a marinade. It's not a brine, because those entail a liquid. So yeah, I guess it's just a rub. You just rub it down and let it sit. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get into it. Okay, to start off with, I've got a package here of, let's see, where's the weight? There it is, 2.6 pounds. I don't need that much. I'm only going to use about 2 pounds. So I'm going to say probably these 3 chicken breasts. And I'll just leave this one out. It's a lot bigger. We don't need that. So just these 3 right here is all I'm going to cut up. Here is that Mexican spice seasoning rub that my wife makes. It's a no sodium seasoning. That's really good stuff. I've got 2 green peppers here. I've got 2 large yellow onions. And then of course we've got our shells. I've got different size shells here. These are all flour tortilla type shells. These are 5-inch. Got some 8-inch ones here, and bigger 10-inch ones as well. So it's all up to you on what type of shell you want. These just happen to be the ones that we have sitting around the house, down in the freezer and stuff like that. We've also used corn tortillas, and those are really good. And in fact, if you want a lower salt version of this dish, go with the corn tortillas. Don't go with the flour. For some reason they make the flour ones with more salt, okay? But again, just, you know, read your labels and stuff on the back of the packages to find the lowest sodium shells, okay? All right, first thing I want to do is I'm going to cut up the chicken and just slice it, okay? We're not going to dice it or anything like that, but we're going to slice it, and then we're going to mix it with the seasoning and just let that sit for at least an hour. 6 would be preferable, okay? Okay, so I got my knife. I got a cutting mat here. Here's my chicken. I've got a little Ziploc bag right here, and we're gonna put the chicken in here, and then we will mix in about 2 tablespoons of this seasoning. I'm just gonna open it up as best I can. Try to get it as flat as possible. And I'm just gonna cut strips. Okay, see, I'm at an angle. I'm not going straight across. Okay, probably about maybe a 1/4 inch is all I'm gonna do. Nice 1/4 inch strip. There, that's about right. I'm gonna make sure that I got them all separated. Looks like a couple of them are stuck together. There's 1 chicken breast. Okay, now I'm gonna, again, open it up a little bit. Again, go about a 1/2 or a 1/4 inch. There we go. I'll take it that all those were separated. Again, open up the breast a little bit. All right, there we go. That's all of our chicken. Got my bag right here. Take all that chicken, throw it in here. All right. right, got my seasoning mix here. Reach down in there. Just grab a couple of tablespoons and dump it right into the bag with the chicken. There, just like that. Then we'll seal it up. And then we'll give it a little bit of a toss around. All right, there we go, guys. There's some nice seasoned chicken right there. All right, now we're just gonna set this in the fridge and just let that mellow for a little bit. Okay, so that was it. I mean, the big thing is I already had that spice blend already mixed up, and really it's not much, okay? I think it's like maybe a dozen different herbs and spices and stuff. It's really easy to mix up, okay? So we're gonna let that sit in the refrigerator for at least an hour. 6 would be preferable, okay? Really get those seasonings into the meat, okay? I personally have about 4 hours, okay? And it'll be fine, trust me, it will be fine. Okay, when I come back, we are going to start the cooking process, but we also have to finish slicing up the onions and the peppers as well. But we'll do that when it's time to eat, okay? Okay, now that the chicken is in the refrigerator, just mellowing out in there, it's time to start thinking of what toppings you would like to do, condiments, that kind of thing, okay? So, do you like salsa, sour cream, guacamole, cheese, or secret sauce? The option is really up to you guys. You can shred up lettuce and diced tomatoes and onions and all that other stuff to add to it if you want. But I usually go with just regular toppings and condiments. I really don't add more vegetation to the fajitas. I like just the onions and peppers type stuff to it. So you guys do whatever you want though, okay? Okay guys, it's dinner time. So I got the peppers and onions sitting on the counter. We need to slice that up, really super simple, and then we'll start the cooking process. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna attack my onions first. Cut off the blossom end, the top end, and then cut it in half and just peel it. Again, cut off the top end. Flip it over, go straight down through the root. Just like that. And then to slice, all we're going to do is maybe about 1/8 of an inch slices. That's all we're doing. Just like that. All right, now this onion I'm just going to pour right into this green bowl here. Don't worry about breaking them apart. That will happen when they cook. All right, now let's go ahead and do the green peppers. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down maybe 1/2 inch or so from the very top. That will take off the top and pretty much remove the stem all at the same time. And then we can just slice the pepper there. And I also like doing the bottom. And again, just slice. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull out all the seeds, pull out all the veiny stuff on the inside. Slice it in half, and then we'll just go through and slice. There we go. Show you one more time. Cut down about a 1/2 inch. Pull the stem out. We'll slice this up. A little rotten right there. I'm going to take that little piece off. Again, just reach in, pull the seeds out, then reach in there and grab and pull out the veins that are going down the sides. And we'll cut that in half. And there we go. There's all of our peppers. Going to put that in the same container as the onion. All right, let's get down there and start cooking. Okay, the first thing I need to do is I need to put my front burner. I'm going to use this big, huge pot, medium-high heat. I'm going to put in close to a 1/4 cup of oil in there because we got a lot of chicken and vegetation to brown up. But that's going to heat up. I got to go get the chicken. Okay, my pan is warming up nicely. This is going to smell so good. Dump the chicken in. Careful it doesn't splash on you. Try to break this apart a little bit. Now I'm going to give this probably about a good 5-minute head start on getting this chicken cooked off, and then we're just going to dump the vegetation right into it. Okay, so what I'm looking for in the pan is I'm trying to make sure that I see no raw chicken on the surface anymore. It doesn't mean that it's cooked all the way through, but it means that it's almost done, and I am not seeing any raw chicken. So we are going to take the vegetation, throw it in here. Now you could throw it in all at once if you want to, but I'd like a little more crispness to my vegetation when I'm having fajitas. I don't want my vegetation to be really mushy. All right, I'm just gonna let this sit here and cook for a little bit. I'm gonna start getting out all my sides out of the refrigerator, the guacamole, the sour cream, the salsa, yeah, all that stuff, the special cream sauce that my daughter made. It's supposed to kind of like mimic a spicy cream sauce that Taco Bell uses. I have no idea what the recipe is, so don't even bother asking me, okay? Just gotta keep coming back here every once in a while and kind of flipping things around. Now, if you need to find out if your chicken is done, just grab a piece, hot, 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 and pull it. If it looks completely white on the inside, like that is, it's done. So I'm going to turn that off. Oh yeah, that's looking real good. I like that right there. Okay, so last thing I'm going to do just before we serve up here, this is a little bit of habanero pepper jack cheese. I'm just going to grate up some of that. You of course don't need to use habanero pepper jack, but you can use just a regular pepper jack. You can use cheddar cheese if you want. You can use queso fresco if you want. That's fine too. Or queso blanco. All right, that's all I'm going to do for right now. If the girls want some, they can grate their own. I am going to have a large. This is with a 10-inch shell. Now, usually what I do is I'll start with the with the hot fixings, I'm gonna just reach in here and grab a few peppers and onions. Get a couple of pieces of chicken in here. All right, just like that. I don't want to overstuff it because I got toppings I want to put on it too. So, got some sour cream here. Usually what I do is I take a dollop of sour cream and I'll spread it all up and down. Just like that. And I suppose I can sprinkle on my cheese while I'm at it. There we go. Well, this is guacamole. This is what these little containers are, what's in this box here that I showed you earlier. And for this one fajita, I'll use probably about a quarter of one of these little things. I don't want to overdo it. So that's good to go. I also like just a small amount of salsa, not much. And this is a desert pepper roasted tomato chipotle corn salsa. So that's what that looks like. Just a little bit. I don't want too much. Yeah. There we go. And then this is the creamy jalapeno sauce stuff that my daughter made. I mean, it looks a lot like that stuff from Taco Bell. And in fact, tastes kind of like it too. Okay, now to actually roll a burrito or anything like that, what you do is you'll top it over like that. Then you bring in the sides. That way when you bite into it, nothing comes flying out through the bottom. And then you just flip it over. Now, what you could do is if you had a hot skillet on the stove, brush this with a little bit of oil, this side and the seam side under here, put it on the skillet down, just leave it there for maybe a minute, and then you'd flip it back over and brown this side of it, and then you have one of those crispy burrito things, you know, the grilled ones. Those are really nice. I unfortunately am not doing that today. Okay guys, there we go. That is our fajita. Let's take a bite of this goodness, huh? I love it. The vegetation is perfect. Still got a little crunch on there. Just love that. And you notice because I tucked in those sides and then rolled it up, I'm not getting anything leaking out. This is so good. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just good, okay? And the way I did it, we got the sour cream on the one side and the guacamole on the other. But then when you roll it up, it's all in the center and it's all covered, you know, up and down. That's a really good fajita. All right, I'm gonna put this down. Whew. It's a little warm in here today too. It's actually like 93 degrees outside. I got my air conditioners on, my fans are on and everything. However, I don't have any of them pointing in here to cool me off. I just didn't want the noise on the video. But anyway, any secrets to making this? No, not really. You can go with a pre-made seasoning packet from the grocery store. You're more than welcome to do that. You know, just follow along on the directions on how it goes. If you want to warm up the shell before you actually start putting your food on it, simply dampen a paper towel And I'm talking damp, not wet, okay, not dripping wet. And then you just lay that over the top of your tortilla, put it in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds, okay? That's all you're gonna do. And that will generate enough steam to actually heat up your shell, and then you can fix up your shell with your toppings and everything as you like. And as far as toppings go, again, sky's the limit, really. Whatever you want to do. If you want to make this and use steak instead of chicken, absolutely. Okay, use a flank steak. Make sure you cut it against the grain so it's nice and tender. You got steak fajitas. That's it. That's the secret on that. If you want to use shrimp, yes, absolutely, you can use shrimp. There's just nothing else to really say. They're versatile. They really are. Whatever you like as far as your taco toppings go, you can put them on a fajita, and they are so simple to make. Really, there's almost no way you can screw this up. My recipe was really super simple, especially for the video, because Jen had already made up that seasoning blend for me. And if you want that seasoning blend, go to my low sodium video, and I got the seasoning blend in that video, okay? Well, this is Mark saying thanks again for watching. Keep in mind, guys, I am a trained chef. I went to school for 2 years. I've worked in the industry for years. I know my way around. I got the head knowledge. I got the skill knowledge. I have the abilities, okay? That does not mean that the stuff that I am going to bring forth to you guys is difficult to make, okay? I want my stuff to be good, wholesome, down-home cooking. I don't want to mimic the stuff that you get at the fancy restaurants and the steak houses and stuff like that. I don't want you to go out and have to spend $300-400 to make a meal, okay? That's absurd, and I get upset with channels that are out there doing that kind of stuff. I want my food to be made by anybody, no matter what your financial situations are or your skill levels are. You should be able to make all of my food. All right, well, this is Mark saying thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the road. Bye.